Regarding negotiations. So, is there a motion to be made by council?
I would like to make a motion that, we have Richard, Vic, and John on the negotiations.
John.
And you're referring to John Cochran?
Right, yes, John Cochran.
Second.
So, Councilmember Snyder, would you like to speak to your motion?
I think this way we got Richard for the financial experience and so forth. We got Vic for the negotiation experience and everything. And we got John because he has the insight of where the happy medium to help us come to an agreement with personnel.
Did you second that, Councilmember?
It basically goes back to the original motion I made several months ago to have John Cochran on the negotiations team as the administrator of the contract and also as someone who is protecting management's rights so that he can fight for any management rights issues that he needs expressed in the contract, and as the official negotiator, he's on the record with those concerns.
Further discussion from council? Councilmember Putnam.
Nothing against Vic being on the committee personally. I think he is quite competent for it, would be an asset to the committee, but we have been advised by competent legal authorities that it does give rise to liability to the city. We heard that when we first adopted the current system of appointing council members to the negotiating committee several years ago. And we've heard that again from MRSC. And I think it would be, well, in this individual case, I think he would be an asset to the negotiation. I also think we should pay attention to the warning of the lawyers.
Further comments from council? Comment? Are you making a comment?
I'd like to make a comment against the motion, but I don't know if we have to go.
Doesn't matter.
I'm against the motion, including this, because I believe we should listen to the instructions from AWC and the HR attorney that instructed us not to have a council member on the negotiating team. But it wasn't a good idea.
Councilmember Roberts.
I'm in agreement as well. To go against the advice of the insurance company, I'm not comfortable with that at all, because if something does come back to bite us, we don't need anymore. We need to, we have these people for their professional opinions. They know what they're talking about, and I just don't feel it is wise for us to go against their advice. I think that would be wrong.
Further comments? Councilmember Jones first.
Well, one, being on the negotiating team before and having a couple council member negotiations in the last couple of years, I'm not necessarily seeing a liability issue, though it could be a complication in relationship to if it goes to arbitration. And there is some issues that were brought up in the past in relationship to whether the council member is speaking for themselves individually as a council member or as the council as a whole. The other issue I have concern is, on the other end, is that we have two representatives, not saying we should not, or that they're highly making a recommendation that we should reconsider our existing configuration of the committee. So I'm probably leaning more towards not supporting as moved with council members being on the negotiating team at this point.
Any further comments from council? Councilmember Tate?
Yeah, I don't recall anyone representing the insurance company telling us not to do it. I do recall during our MRSC workshop,
That was our insurance company, AWC.
but, it's, again, it's, the concern is based on that one chance that you got someone who has no experience and coming in and trying to be, you know, support a constituent's concern or things like that, not actually negotiating a contract, but furthering their interest as a politician. That's where you get in trouble, I think. And, again, I think taking experience away from the committee would be wrong. I personally don't care either way. I think we made this discussion and had this discussion a few months ago when we appointed the team, and, you know, it's just, if you have, anytime you take experience away because of a concern, well, that experience should keep you out of that concern or away from that concern. It's inexperience that tends to get you in trouble. That's why I support staying on, and I've already read the last 3 contracts, and I'm up to date on what's in them and what the contracts look like, and the direction we should probably be headed with it. So I gotta say.
Any other comments from council?
Call for the question.
So, all right. So, all those in favor of the motion on the floor is the negotiating team for the uniform contract consists of Richard Vick and John Costin. Let's do a roll call of council, please.
Councilmember Olivera? Nay. Councilmember Putnam?
No.
Councilmember Steiger?
Yes.
Councilmember Garberding? No. Councilmember Jones?
No.
Councilmember Tate?
Yes.
Okay, so that motion fails. Is there another motion to be put on the floor?
I move to make the negotiating team Richard Gould, our city administrator, and John Calkins, our chief of police, public safety director.
Is there a second? Okay, Councilmember Olivera, would you like to speak to your motion?
I believe this is the best way to go with our negotiations, and this is following the advice from AWC and our HR attorney.
Councilmember Garberding.
And I think she said,
Any further discussion from council? Councilmember Tate.
I think we're running scared, and I think, we're cowering to a concern that doesn't exist, in my opinion. That's why you establish ground rules, you make it very clear what your positions are on the team and what authority you have and what boundaries you operate within. And I think it's, somewhat cowardice.
Further comments from council? Councilmember Steiger.
I think what we're doing here now is, it's all fine and everything else, but you're going to have to rely more on attorney advice. So you're going to run up with attorney expenses because you're lacking in the ability of having an experienced negotiator.
Further comments from council? Seeing none, have a roll call of council, please.
Does the public get to weigh in?
This is a negotiating team for the council, I would say no.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
No.
Councilmember Garberding? Aye. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Tate?
No.
Councilmember Olivera? Aye. Motion carries.
All right, moving on. And I appreciate that, just based on the advice from our city attorney and our administrator. So moving forward, consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, Councilmember Jones, would you like to speak to your motion?
Nope, bills are paid, and finance has been checked, and double checked, good.
Councilman McKay?
Reviewed it today, it looks good.
All right. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, being no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you.